Yeah, Coach, could you discuss some of the issues and rationales behind making a move at the quarterback position?
Yeah, I think, obviously Kirk has done a lot of great things here, and he's got us to this position. We're sitting at 7-7 because of Kirk, and he's played a lot of good football. And, he'd be the first to tell you the turnovers over the past, handful of weeks, have been tough. And there's things that, have been a little bit out of his character for what he's shown in his career, and just felt like at this time, Mike gave us the best chance to win going forward. But like I said, Kirk's been nothing but great for everybody, and he's going to continue to be a great teammate like he's been, and just felt like Mike was the best option going forward.
What did y'all see from Michael in practice to let you know that he's ready to play an NFL game?
Yeah, Mike takes all the scout team reps like they're game reps, because that's his reps that he gets throughout the week, and he's handled everything really well. He prepares the right way. He stands right behind Kirk in all the walkthroughs. You can tell how intentional he is. Every single time he's in the meeting room, every time he's out on the grass, he's been nothing but an awesome teammate and support for Kirk. And he practices really well, whether it's on the scout team or every once in a while we do a Mamba period where we go 2-on-2s, and he's been productive, really dating back to even training camp. He had a great training camp, and so he just continues to get better. He's still a young player. There's still going to be young mistakes, that come up that are he's playing NFL football for the first time in meaningful action. So we'll take those as we get them, but he's done a great job preparing every single week, and nothing different obviously this week.
Is the full playbook available to you to call everything with him?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. We felt great with Kirk as well. It just obviously Mike's got some different skill sets that you can activate as well. But whatever he's done at Washington and what we've seen out on the practice field, how it fits within our offense, we'll definitely activate that this week.
Ross said earlier, I can't remember who asked about how many reps has Michael taken with Drake, Darnell, Ray, guys like that. And he said not much. So preparing on a short week, obviously a lot of those relationships and comfort level comes with time. But what
Sure.
are some things that you guys can do to accelerate that process?
Yeah, I think it's even as simple as, we just had a walkthrough just now. We just had about 70 plays of walkthrough, and we made sure that he was throwing every single one. The guys were jogging through, but we want to make sure that obviously they're seeing the lefty spin, they're running through the landmarks that they're supposed to be at, the timing, all those things that are going to happen. But like you said, got to accelerate that. Probably going to have to get extra work, after practice tomorrow and routes on air and all those things that will be important. We've got all of our skill guys and Mike, they've got such a great natural feel for the game that, of course, there's going to be things here and there that they're just going to continue to get better at. But we feel good about just, the overall skill guys, their feel for the game, Mike's feel for the game, and anticipate that those guys will show up in a big way on Sunday.
Coach Robinson, how different will your play calling be on Sunday, going from a non-mobile quarterback to a mobile, a vet to a rookie, righty, southpaw guy?
Yeah, no, well, obviously throughout the course of the week and how we set up the plan, we'll kind of dictate that. But there'll be certain things that, Mike does well that we'll try to accentuate and, go from there. But that'll be something as we kind of collect more throughout the week and see Mike's comfort level with some different things that we're asking him to do, and just really won't really have that true answer until Saturday. We've set up the plan accordingly, but we'll certainly get a better feel throughout the week.
I'm thinking back to a conversation I had with TJ Yates in the offseason. He compared the playing styles that Kirk and Mike are very similar in that way, or they have similar playing styles. Is that helpful as you're integrating him into this?
Absolutely. I think, obviously what we believe in as a coaching staff is, a quarterback that operate from the pocket, and they can progress, and they have anticipation, and they have all those skills that it takes to be a successful quarterback from the pocket. Obviously, Kirk's done that for a long time. Mike demonstrated those things coming out of Washington. He's got great instincts, great feel for the pocket, for bodies around him, can click through progression. So I think there are definitely some similarities from how they can play quarterback from the pocket, which is obviously why we like Kirk, and obviously why we drafted Mike as well.
Could you paint a picture of that meeting of after deciding who's going to give us the best chance to win? Like, is it show of hands, or a long conversation, short conversation? What can you give me a sense of?
Yeah, I'll keep that kind of within the group that was in there on that. Obviously, it was a tough decision, but we all felt strongly one way about it, and everybody's rolling from there. But I'll keep that kind of private.
It's fair to say it was like unanimous.
I'll keep that kind of private as well.
Throughout this season, has Michael been someone who learns like kind of as a sponge, just absorbing what's around him, or is he one to ask a bunch of questions?
Probably more of a sponge. He's not afraid to come over and ask me a question as Kirk's getting reps. He certainly has a great eye for the game for a young guy. He just has a great sense for football. Football makes sense to him. He understands how all 22 parts move together, and so I've been very impressed with that. But he does take things in stride. He's learned a ton from Kirk, obviously being in the meeting room. But I would say if you were to say his style, it's more kind of absorbent, and then he's definitely not afraid to ask questions as well.
Was he more vocal today, maybe?
Yeah, Mike, I mean, you guys know he's about like this all the time. I mean, his heart's just beating very slow, which is a good thing. He's got a ton of poise, which is what makes him a good player. But, yeah, of course, even in the meeting room, bringing up a couple things. And, once you're the guy in the huddle, you got to take control. And so he did a good job with that today, and it'll continue to get better throughout the week.
What are you going to be looking for on Sunday, especially in the early going? What can he do? What do you want to see that says, okay, this is going well?
I think just operation, getting in and out of the huddle. Got to make sure that I do a great job communicating with him and getting the play calls in and out, that we can have a smooth operation. We'll operate our offense, and he's ready for it, and obviously tailoring a couple things here and there, but just overall, just operation, execution, making sure everything's running smoothly, and then just honestly just go play football, because he's chomping at the bit to play. All these guys just want to play the game, and so to get an opportunity to actually go out under the lights and play, I know he's going to be excited about that.
Hey, Zach, when you look at kind of how some of the other rookie quarterbacks have played this season, they didn't really start fast coming out the gate. There's that transition period. How much of a risk is that for where this team is now to have a rookie quarterback who hasn't been out there?
Yeah, I don't view it as a risk. We've kind of, obviously he hasn't got the game reps that you would, are valuable, but he's been able to get a feel for the offense, get a feel for what an NFL schedule is like Monday through Sunday. And so a lot of those things, there's just so many unknowns as a young player, knowing what an NFL week feels like and know what it's like to win a game, to lose a game, to go through some adversity as a team. And he's been able to see, obviously, a lot of ups and downs throughout the season. So he's been able to absorb all that stuff, just seeing, obviously, from his perspective. But the game reps are valuable, obviously, but we feel great about where he's at up to this point and everything he's done to get to this point.
How will you help just keep him calm when he's doing his first NFL start and he knows that like their playoff positions on Wednesday?
I don't think anybody's going to have to say anything for Mike to be calm. I mean, he is about as cool as they come. I'm sure there's going to be great, good nervous energy that you get out. And once you start playing football, though, it's going to feel like just like he was at UW, just like he was in high school. I'm sure even, when you go against the scout team defense, there's no harder job in the world than being the scout team quarterback with blitzes coming. And I mean, it feels a lot faster sometimes than the game even. And so I'm sure once he gets into it, the game will slow down for him and expect him to play great.
Hey, Zach, just to get back for a second, was there much thought amongst the coaches during this season to use him in spot duty, just to get him some more of those game reps as we've gone?
No, just the couple times he got, the cleanup duty, obviously against Seattle and Denver, that was it. There was times when, in those games, maybe we should have given him a couple more opportunities to throw it around, but the game was so out of hand and we were banged up, especially the Denver game. We were just trying to get out of Dodge. But throughout the course of the season, those were really the only two games.
He's on the headset during games, is that right?
Yeah, yep.
Have you thought at all about going downstairs to call Sunday just because of his youth?
I have not. TJ Yates and DJ Williams have such a great relationship with him, and DJ works very closely with him throughout the week, knowing that TJ's spending a lot of time, with Kirk. So those guys, they'll be great down there for him. I'll stay up in the booth. They probably don't want to see me down there anyway, so I'll kind of stay put up there in my nice cozy box.
There's a saying that a rookie quarterback's best friend is a dominant run game. And from what this run game with Rajon and Tyler and the whole group has done in the last couple of weeks, how confident do you feel of kind of being able to still be balanced in
Sure.
that way?
Yeah, absolutely. Those guys, obviously the guys up front are playing really good football right now in the run and pass game, and they get this whole thing going. And so the way that they've come off the football really throughout the whole season, but you mentioned the last couple weeks against some tough defenses, especially Minnesota's their #1 rush defense, and they played their tail off. So it is going to be a comfort, as a play caller. It's obviously when you're going forward on those runs, it's a lot easier to call a 2nd and 4 as opposed to a 2nd and 9. And so Mike will feel that too, and we'll feel the flow of the game, have a good balance going, and should be a great time.
Anything else?
Zach, to get back to Kirk, after week 9, the team was 6-3. The offense was really humming. He was, passing lights out. I know we've been through it like game to game on, some of the mistakes and everything, but how would you kind of characterize how he got to this point from where he was, if it's not injury related?
Yeah, I would ask Kirk. It's really I didn't see any change in his process. Didn't see any change in really what we were doing. We tried a few things here and there, and then tailored some things back just to try to get stuff going. And it really came back to just decision making in those moments, kind of late in the pocket. That he's been such a great decision maker over the course of his career that I would kind of leave it up to him. I know he's searching for answers too, and so it's hard. And playing quarterback is really hard. And obviously went through some tough stretches there. Still not all on him. I mean, it's on all of us. I have a ton of accountability with the positions that you put the quarterback in. There's times when routes and different distributions can be better, and so he obviously takes the brunt of it. But it's collectively all 11 of us coaches putting him in the right spots. So we definitely feel for Kirk because he's been nothing but awesome to the whole organization since he's been here.
Is part of the decision to then go to Penix that you have a little bit more room for error with just the ability to escape the pocket at times, or I don't know, launch a deep ball or something like that? Like, I guess why then make the change if you felt like you were confident in Kirk?
Yeah, I think it did come down to the production and the turnovers. Kind of like we mentioned earlier, just taking care of the football. Our defense has been playing really good football. We've been able to run it. We've been able to throw it. Minus the last game, it's just. Seems like every week we've said, hey, we got to take care of the football, and we got to avoid the penalties, especially down in the red zone. And so those things continue to show up a little bit, and so that's why the change was made.
I'm just asking this because when Michael Vick got moved in, they flipped the tackles. And Weiner was to the blind side.
Really?
A while back. But are y'all okay with the right tackle being the blind
We're going to shift
side?
everybody. We're going to put Newsel at right tackle. We're going to overhaul the whole situation. No, we'll keep, everybody will stay the same.
Because of the pistol and the shotgun, Coach said?
Yeah, it'll stay the exact same. I mean, for those guys to cross train and try to go play one side, I mean, that'll be very difficult to do. So yeah, those guys will stay all the same and feel great about the spots that those guys are in.
You built a really good relationship with Kirk in a short amount of time. I know it's part of the business, and you mentioned it was tough, but how difficult was it for you to be a part of that conversation that you're making a change in week 6?
No, it's really hard. There's the human being element to all of this. Kirk's been awesome since he's been here, and as a first-time play caller doing this, there was nobody else I'd rather hitch my wagon to than Kirk, and a guy that's played a ton of football and had so much success. So it was really hard. His wife and my wife are really good friends. Our kids hang out together at the pool, and so it's hard. There's a human being element to it. Kirk understands it's a business. We all understand that that's just kind of what comes with these things at certain times, and he's handled it awesome. But to say it was some sort of easy decision or easy to talk to, I mean, that'd be out of line because it's just you feel sick about it, and it just kind of went the way it did.
And then on the flip side, Rob was talking about Michael is obviously going to be excited for this opportunity. Did you feel a little bit of excitement when you were able to have that conversation?
Yeah, absolutely. Spoke with him on the phone last night. Like I said, he's such a chill guy that you don't get a whole lot of excitement, but I could tell he was smiling on the other end. He was excited. He said, "Coach, I'm ready. Let's go." And so, he's a great guy, been a great teammate, and I know he's excited for the opportunity. He's just got to go play his game. He's got nothing else he's got to do than just play the football that he's played his whole life.
Would it be fair to say in an ideal world you wouldn't be having a walkthrough but actually go on practice?
You know, I mean, so in some instances, we get so many plays repped in those walkthroughs. I mean, we got 72 plays today in the walkthrough, and as long as we're getting in and out of the huddle, you know, in a timely fashion that replicates as much as we can in the game. Obviously, those live reps are great, but they're still, even on a Wednesday practice, you're only typically getting, 16 or so live reps. So we tried to simulate as best we could today in the walkthrough, but being able to get 72 reps of him hearing the play call, getting in and out of the huddle, like I said, they were throwing to the spots. Obviously, guys weren't moving full speed, but it was still a lot of good work.
Is he good with handling just getting the play out in the huddle and managing that part of it?
Yeah, he's been great. Obviously coming from the system that he had in Washington, a little bit different. That takes time. Throughout the spring, you can typically feel that with rookie quarterbacks, like anybody coming in, hearing the verbiage for the first time. But really, once he came back from training camp, you could tell over the summer he worked his butt off, learning the play calls, how to spit it out. So he's been great. I'm sure there'll be times when he's going to need the play call again, and that's where we got to get great communication with us as coaches so he can feel good about it.
Thank you.
Cool. Thanks, guys.
Justin called it a double-edged sword. While it's rough, but also you still got to make the playoff push. Just how do you kind of navigate those two things?
I mean, yeah, obviously it's tough, happening at the timing it did, but it's pretty cool for us to, I guess you could say, have a slight reset, and we got the win last week. Come out to, like I said, playoff push and keep trying to get wins every week.
Kyle, I'm sure Abba's asked you about this, but why was it a surprise to you? What was your first thought process when you heard that there was a quarterback change?
I didn't think it would have happened this early or now. Also I just work here, so I'm not really tuned into the decision. So just going out and trying to get wins and make the best of it.
What has to be the mentality now that you guys are changing quarterbacks?
I wouldn't say the mentality would change. Just us as a team and as an offense, just keep fine-tuning the details and trying to put points on the board.
You've been able to work with Mike a little bit. What have you noticed about him and what you think could make him successful in the NFL?
He's very mature, following behind Kirk, and he's played a lot of ball. So just I think he can see.
Do you get a chance to catch a lot of passes from him? Like, we're obviously not at practice, so we don't know. So how much time do you get with him going through plays on a practice field? With Mike, I mean.
Yeah, I mean, he hasn't ran with the ones this year, but definitely had the chance to catch a couple balls from him, like, in just open field.
How tough is that, though, if he hasn't been with the ones throughout the season to jump into a huge game on Sunday?
I mean, this is what this business calls for. So, we'll be all right.
Justin, just what was your reaction when you heard the news that Kirk Cousins was going to be the backup and Michael Penix would be starting this week?
Yeah, it's part of the business of it, and you have full trust in the coaches upstairs, the front office, the whole nine, and obviously, we're always looking to do they're always looking to do what's best for the team, and our job as a defense is to make sure that we can help our offense in any way possible, setting them up on the short field, getting some takeaways. So, that's what we're focused on.
You were part of a Broncos team that did have several quarterback changes when you were there. Just how does the locker room environment change or that dynamic change on the field, and how do you try to keep it as normal as possible?
Yeah, I think anytime changes happen, I think one of the first things you always do, or at least should do, is look inward and say, what could we have done to help out differently? I know there's some games that we didn't really help our offense out defensively as much as we should have and could have. So I always think about those things, and then I think about exactly what I was just saying. Like, all right, now that there is a change, like, we need to make sure that we're doing our part so that it's a seamless transition and to help out the best we can. But it's almost like a double-edged sword type of thing. You know how much Kirk puts into it and what it means to him, and at the same time, we're moving forward with Mike, and we got to find the best way to support him as a defense and to get him some easy throws, easy catches, things like that.
What have you seen in practice from Penix that gives you the confidence that he's ready for this moment?
Yeah, I mean, I've been impressed with Mike since day one when I got here in camp, and was watching film on him, trying to learn the defense, and seeing how he was going up against the ones in practice and obviously in scout team throughout the year. And yeah, he's really knowledgeable, throws the ball really well. I think he picks up on reads, defensive reads quickly. And so there's a bunch of good things that he does. And, I know that those things will continue when the live bullets hit.
Plays got to be made, plays got to be called, we got to execute. Same plan.
I saw you joking around with Mike in there a little bit. Seems like you already have a good relationship with him. What do you like about Mike?
I mean, we're from the same area, play on the same 7-17. So we have a background of a relationship, but his just elite poise, his calmness, just knowing his number was called, he gonna make plays.
What do you like about the way that he plays quarterback?
Again, like I said, he's just poised. Nothing ever shakes him. Always next play mentality. And as a quarterback, again, you have ups and downs. So I think he's gonna do great when the time comes.
You and Kirk have really developed a good on-the-field relationship. Just how do you kind of make that transition from Kirk now?
Be myself, man. I don't really think about all this person that, but I be myself, and then what's for me going to gravitate to me, and I just got a personality to be able to be a chameleon, I mean, I don't think about it like that. Just be myself and play ball.
Have you gotten any reps with playing with Mike, whether it's in training camp?
Off season we throw together. We threw together because we're in the same city, and then just in between practice, we always throwing the ball because the ball only go one place. But you got Herc might throw to Mooney, Nate might throw to Drake, Mike might throw to me, and vice versa. The ball just go around, so everybody's touching the ball every play.
So how do you kind of, as y'all are trying to build this chemistry, what do you need to do this week to get on the same page?
I mean, having a rookie quarterback, you just having his back, you have any quarterback back, but him being a rookie, being his first start, just motivating him. You're going to have plays where it's down, like I said, ups and downs. Just motivating him, pushing him, and being with him through the game.